There's a reason some people can walk into a room and instantly see everything others miss. They're not just smart, they're dangerously smart. They read intentions behind smiles. They notice patterns behind excuses. They stay calm while everyone else reacts. Most people move through life blindly, trusting words, ignoring red flags, letting emotions run the show. But the Stoics understood a darker, sharper truth. The world rewards those who think clearly, see reality as it is, and never let their mind be hijacked by impulse or illusion. And here's the uncomfortable part. When you become this sharp, you stop being easy to manipulate. And that alone makes you dangerous. Dangerous to lies, dangerous to chaos, dangerous to anyone who benefits from your confusion. Today, you're going to learn 8 ruthless Stoic lessons that transform you into the kind of person who cannot be fooled, controlled, or underestimated anymore. If you're ready to see the world differently and see yourself differently, let's begin. Lesson 1. People expose themselves. Through patterns, trust what you see. People don't hide who they are, they repeat who they are. That is the first rule of becoming dangerously smart. Noticing what someone does is far more accurate than believing what they say. Most people listen to words because words feel comforting, hopeful, or flattering. But patterns are cold. Patterns are honest. Patterns never lie. The Stoics knew this well. Marcus Aurelius wrote that human behavior follows predictable lines, and once you understand them, very little in life will surprise you. This is why dangerously smart people rarely feel betrayed. Not because the world is pure, but because they paid attention long before the betrayal happened. Think about it. Someone disrespects you once? That's an incident. They do it twice? That's a sign. They do it 3 times? That's who they are. The truth is, people are incredibly consistent. The friend who always cancels at the last minute, the partner who apologizes but never changes, the co-worker who forgets your contributions but remembers their own, the person who jokes at your expense to feel more powerful. These are not accidents. These are patterns revealing the architecture of their character. Dangerously smart people don't get angry at patterns. They learn from them. Instead of wishing someone would be better, kinder, or more reliable, they watch the repeated behavior and adjust. They distance themselves. They set boundaries. They change expectations. They protect their energy and peace instead of waiting for someone else to grow up. And here's the subtle Stoic twist. A person's pattern is not about you. It's about their internal world. Your job isn't to fix it. Your job is to recognize it. When you stop arguing with someone's repeated behavior, your entire life becomes calmer and sharper. You stop taking things personally. You stop hoping for potential. You stop ignoring red flags. You stop giving unlimited chances. And instead of asking, why would they do this? You start asking, why did I allow this pattern to continue? This shift alone elevates your intelligence. It makes you harder to fool, manipulate, or emotionally hijack. People will sense it. They'll realize you're not the type to be blinded by charm, promises, or temporary kindness. You're watching actions. You're tracking consistency. Because once you master the ability to read patterns, you unlock a different level of clarity, one that most people never reach. You no longer see people as who they claim to be. You see them as who they are. And that makes you dangerously smart. Lesson 2. Comfort weakens the mind. Discomfort builds sharpness. Comfort feels good, but it quietly makes you blind, slow, and predictable. If lesson 1 teaches you how to see people clearly, this lesson teaches you how to see yourself clearly. And the truth is simple. Nothing sharp or powerful grows in comfort. Comfort protects you from pain, but it also protects you from growth, from clarity, from the kind of intelligence that makes you untouchable. The Stoics understood this with absolute clarity. Seneca warned that an easy life creates a fragile mind. Marcus Aurelius trained himself to expect difficulty every single morning, not because he wanted to suffer, but because he knew a hardened mind sees reality more accurately than a comfortable one. Comfort dulls your instincts. It softens your judgment. It makes you overreact to small problems and underestimate big ones. A comfortable person becomes predictable, easily controlled by fear, routine, or emotional swings. Meanwhile, the person who embraces discomfort, they become sharper, calmer, and infinitely more prepared. Think about the people you admire most. They didn't get there by choosing the easiest path. They got there by walking into the cold, the hard, the uncertain. Dangerously smart people know this. If you always avoid discomfort, you also avoid the truth. Truth about your limits. Truth about your weaknesses. Truth about what you're actually capable of. And the only way to discover that truth is through friction. Discomfort is not just physical. Cold showers, fasting, early mornings. It's emotional and psychological. Asking the hard question no one wants to ask. Saying no when your voice shakes. Having a difficult conversation. Choosing long-term growth over instant relief. Holding yourself accountable when no one is watching. Every time you choose discomfort, you sharpen your perception. You build discipline. You build immunity to the chaos of life. You stop running from pressure and start using pressure to your advantage. And here's the twist. Discomfort isn't punishment. It's preparation. Preparation for success, for responsibility, for clarity, for the kind of intelligence that thrives in any environment, even hostile ones. People who rely on comfort crumble when life gets real. Dangerously smart people don't. They train their mind to stay steady during storms, not only sunny days. Because once you stop worshipping comfort, you unlock a level of resilience and a level of intelligence that most people never reach. That is how discomfort makes you dangerously smart. Lesson 3. Emotions pull the strings. Logic decides whether to act. Your emotions are powerful, but the moment they make your decisions for you, you stop being smart and you start being controlled. Most people believe intelligence comes from what they know. Dangerously smart people know intelligence comes from what they can resist. The Stoics understood this long before modern psychology. You cannot be wise if your emotions are in charge. Emotion is the spark. Logic is the steering wheel. You need both, but in the right order. When anger takes over, you misjudge people. When fear dominates, you underestimate yourself. When insecurity rises, you give others more power than they deserve. When envy hits, you measure your worth by someone else's life. In those moments, you're not thinking, you're reacting. You're not choosing, you're being pulled. And nothing is more dangerous to your clarity than a hijacked mind. The Stoics weren't emotionless. They were emotionally disciplined. Marcus Aurelius felt frustration, betrayal, exhaustion, but he paused before responding. He understood that the gap between stimulus and reaction is where real intelligence lives. Dangerously smart people cultivate that gap. They practice the sacred pause, a few seconds where emotion burns hot, but action stays still. In those seconds, logic steps into the room. Clarity replaces impulse. You see what's really happening, not the story your emotions are screaming. Try this. When someone disrespects you, don't snap back. When you feel jealous, don't spiral. When fear shows up, don't shrink. Pause. Breathe. Observe. Ask, what is the emotion trying to make me do? And does that action serve me? This one question separates sharp thinkers from self-destructive ones. Dangerously smart people know emotions carry information but not instructions. Anger tells you something feels off, but you decide what to do with it. Fear warns you of danger, but you decide whether it's real. Sadness shows something matters. but you decide how to move forward. They don't suppress their feelings. They supervise them, because the moment you can feel deeply without reacting impulsively, you become unpredictable, calm under pressure, clear in conflict, strategic in chaos. And that kind of emotional self-mastery, it terrifies manipulators. It confuses toxic people. It earns respect without asking. When emotion pulls the strings but logic decides the movement, you stop being a puppet and start becoming dangerously smart. Lesson 4. Everyone protects their own advantage. Always watch incentives. People don't act from morality first. They act from incentives. And the moment you forget that, you become easy to manipulate. One of the most dangerous mistakes intelligent people make is assuming others think the way they do. Fair, honest, reasonable. But dangerously smart people know better. They understand a truth that the Stoics saw clearly 2,000 years ago. Human behavior is driven again and again by self-interest. Not always malicious, not always selfish in the negative sense, just human. Everyone is protecting something: their image, their comfort, their status, their income, their pride, their advantage, their emotional wounds. Once you start observing people through the lens of what are they trying to preserve, their actions suddenly make perfect sense. The co-worker who constantly downplays your success. They fear losing relevance. The friend who only shows up when they need something. Their incentive is convenience, not connection. The person who flatters you excessively. They might want access, approval, or opportunity. Even kindness has incentives, sometimes pure, sometimes strategic. Dangerously smart people don't judge this. They study it. Because understanding incentives isn't cynicism, it's clarity. Look at how leaders behave. Look at how companies market. Look at how relationships shift. Behind every choice is a motive, and behind every motive is an incentive. Ignore this, and you'll keep taking things personally. See it clearly, and you'll stop being blindsided. The Stoics taught that wisdom comes from understanding why people do what they do, not just what they do. Marcus Aurelius constantly reminded himself that people act according to their beliefs, fears, and desires, not according to your expectations. Ask yourself, what is the incentive behind this behavior? You'll be shocked how quickly confusing situations become obvious. Because here's the truth. People rarely betray their incentives. They betray their promises. They betray their words. They betray their image. But their incentives, those they stay loyal to. This is why dangerously smart people don't get trapped by charm, guilt, pressure, or emotional manipulation. They're not watching the performance. They're watching the motive. Once you learn to see incentives instead of surface behavior, conversations get clearer, relationships get simpler, and decisions get sharper. You'll know who to trust, who to avoid, who to invest in, and who to keep at a distance. It's not about becoming paranoid. It's about becoming perceptive. Because when you understand self-interest, you understand human nature. And when you understand human nature, you become dangerously smart. Lesson 5. Most people can't face their own reflection. Truth feels like an attack. Nothing exposes a person faster than the truth about themselves, and nothing triggers them more either. Most people walk through life avoiding the mirror. Not the physical one, but the psychological one. The mirror that shows their flaws, their patterns, their ego, their contradictions. To them, truth isn't clarity. Truth is confrontation. Dangerously smart people understand this early. Most people don't get angry at you. They get angry at the part of themselves they see through you. You've seen it before. You point out someone's inconsistency. They call you too harsh. You express a boundary. They say you're selfish. You mention a pattern they keep repeating. Suddenly you become the problem, not because you're wrong, but because the truth breaks the story they tell themselves. Humans cling to narratives that protect their ego. I'm a good partner. I'm a hard worker. I'm self-aware. I'm the reasonable one. Anything that threatens these identities feels like an attack, even if it's accurate. Stoicism teaches that wisdom begins with seeing yourself honestly. Marcus Aurelius journaled every night, not to feel good, but to confront the parts of himself that needed discipline, restraint, or humility. He welcomed the truth. Most people run from it. Here's the paradox. The moment you tell someone the truth they haven't accepted yet, they won't feel grateful. They'll feel exposed. This is why dangerously smart people learn to read reactions. Not the words, not the excuses, but the discomfort. Watch how someone responds to honest feedback. Watch their body language when confronted with their own behavior. Watch whether they deflect, blame, minimize, get defensive, or suddenly become emotional. These reactions are insights. They reveal emotional maturity, self-awareness, and character more accurately than anything they claim. And here's the subtle Stoic insight. Your job is not to wake people up. Your job is to stay awake yourself. You don't have to fix their denial. You don't have to argue with their story. You don't have to force them to grow. Growth is a choice, and most people aren't ready. Dangerously smart people don't waste time trying to convince the unwilling. They observe, adjust, and step back. They give truth only to those who show they can handle it. Because truth is a powerful tool, but in the wrong hands, it becomes a weapon turned against you. Once you accept that most people can't face the truth about themselves, you stop personalizing their reactions. You stop chasing understanding. You stop giving explanations they're not prepared to hear. And in that moment, you gain clarity, emotional freedom, and a sharper understanding of human nature. That is what makes you dangerously smart. Lesson 6. Every victory creates resentment. Success has a price. The moment you rise, someone will resent it. Not because you harmed them, but because your growth reminds them they haven't grown. Most people want to succeed, but they don't want the consequences that come with it. They want admiration, applause, recognition, but not the jealousy, the distance, the whispers, the insecurity you unintentionally trigger in others. Dangerously smart people accept this truth early. Success is not just what you gain, it's what you lose and what you reveal. When you improve, you disrupt the equilibrium. Your consistency exposes someone else's laziness. Your discipline highlights their excuses. Your courage shines a light on their fear. Your peace reminds them of the inner chaos they've been ignoring. People rarely resent your success itself. They resent what your success reflects back to them. The Stoics understood this dynamic well. Marcus Aurelius wrote that the moment you walk a path of virtue, you will disturb those who prefer comfort, dishonesty, or mediocrity. Not because you did anything wrong, but because you represent a standard they're not willing to meet. And here's where dangerously smart people separate themselves from the crowd. They don't shrink to make others comfortable. They don't dim their light to avoid jealousy. They don't apologize for evolving. They simply observe the shift with calm clarity. Watch how people respond when you win. Some will genuinely celebrate you. Some will distance themselves quietly. Some will question how you achieved it. Some will look for flaws to feel better about themselves. Some will pretend they didn't notice at all, as if your progress threatens their identity. None of these reactions define you. They reveal them, and that is why your approach must shift. As you grow, protect your goals from those who belittle them. Protect your energy from those who drain it. Protect your mind from those who project onto your success. Protect your peace from those who expect you to stay small. Not everyone who starts with you can continue with you. Some people fit the old version of you, but not the new one you're becoming. And that's not betrayal, that's evolution. So don't fear the resentment your success attracts. Recognize it, expect it, accept it, and keep moving anyway. Because when you rise, you will lose people. But you will find yourself, and that trade, it's the price every dangerously smart person is willing to pay. Lesson 7. The world runs on transactions. Someone is always selling you something. Every interaction is an exchange. Every message is a pitch. Every person, knowingly or not, is selling something. That something might be attention, validation, loyalty, influence, comfort, status, opportunity, or even a version of themselves they want you to believe. And dangerously smart people understand this. Once you see the transaction beneath the surface, you stop being fooled by appearances. Most people move through life thinking relationships are pure, motives are obvious, and people say what they mean. But the Stoics understood human nature more realistically. Seneca wrote that people often act out of advantage, not virtue. Meaning, they offer what benefits them, not always what benefits you. That doesn't make them evil. It just makes them human. Look around you. The co-worker who praises you excessively, they might be securing your support later. The friend who constantly vents, they're selling you emotional labor. The person who flirts but never commits, they're selling the fantasy of closeness without the responsibility of it. The mentor who gives you opportunities, they may want loyalty, gratitude, or access. Even family can sell guilt, obligation, or identity roles they need you to play. The question isn't, is this good or bad? The question is, what is the cost, and do I want to pay it? Dangerously smart people don't demonize this reality. They navigate it with awareness. They ask themselves, what is this person getting from me? What am I getting from them? Is this exchange fair, draining, or manipulative? What unspoken contract am I participating in? The moment you understand the hidden economy behind relationships, you stop overgiving. You stop letting people guilt trip you. You stop confusing flattery for respect. You stop accepting deals where you pay in peace and receive nothing of value in return. And here's the Stoic twist. You're selling something too. Your time, your energy, your competence, your presence, your boundaries, your self-respect. So you must decide what those things are worth, because people will take them for free if you let them. This lesson doesn't make you cold or cynical. It makes you conscious. It helps you build relationships rooted in clarity instead of confusion, reciprocity instead of exploitation. Once you begin to see every interaction as an exchange, you can choose your price, your limits, and your level of access. You no longer say yes by default. You no longer pour endlessly into people who only take. You no longer let others define the terms of your life. You become deliberate, measured, discerning. And that's exactly what makes you dangerously smart. Lesson 8. Life ends. Faster than you think, mortality makes you wise. Nothing sharpens the mind faster than remembering you won't be here forever. Nothing pushes you to live fully like realizing time is not guaranteed. Most people live as if life is on layaway, as if there will always be time later, as if dreams can wait, as if relationships will fix themselves someday, as if they can postpone who they want to become. But Stoics saw this as the greatest illusion of all. Seneca wrote that we are dying every day, not to depress you, but to wake you up. To remind you that postponing your life is the fastest way to waste it. That time is not something you have. It's something you spend, and you don't know the balance left in your account. Dangerously smart people don't fear death. They use the awareness of death to cut through the noise of life. Mortality clarifies what truly matters. When you remember you won't live forever, petty arguments lose importance. Toxic relationships lose their hold. Fear of judgment becomes irrelevant, procrastination feels ridiculous, and pretending becomes exhausting. Suddenly, honesty matters more than approval. Growth matters more than comfort. Peace matters more than performance, and the people who truly love you rise to the top, while the ones who drain you fall away naturally. Memento mori, remember you will die, is not a dark philosophy. It's a liberating one, because the moment you let death sit beside you, you stop living halfway. You call the person you've been avoiding. You leave the job that's been killing your spirit. You take the risk you've postponed for years. You forgive where it's needed or walk away where forgiveness isn't enough. You stop waiting for permission to be the real you. Awareness of death doesn't make you reckless. It makes you intentional. And here's the deeper Stoic truth. You can't control when death comes, but you can control what kind of person it finds when it arrives. Will it find you unfinished, unexpressed, and full of regret? Or will it find you awake, honest, disciplined, and aligned with your values? Dangerously smart people choose the second path. They live with urgency, not anxiety. With purpose, not panic. With clarity, not chaos. Because remembering you will die teaches you the most important lesson of all. Life is shorter than you think. But if you live with intention, it's more than enough. You've just traveled through 8 ruthless Stoic lessons. 8 lenses that reveal the world as it truly is, not as you wish it to be. You learned that people expose themselves through patterns, that comfort dulls your mind, that emotions pull the strings until you take back control, that self-interest shapes human behavior, that most people can't handle the truth, that success always creates hidden resentment, that every relationship is a silent transaction, and that life is far shorter and far more urgent than you think. This is not just information. This is a transformation waiting to happen. But it only becomes real when you practice it. So here's your challenge. Choose one of these 8 lessons and apply it today. Not tomorrow, not when life calms down. Today. Observe someone's pattern without returning to old fantasies. Pick one small moment of discomfort and walk straight into it. Pause before reacting to an emotional trigger. Look at someone's behavior through the lens of incentives, not illusions. Protect your energy when your success bothers someone. Say no where you once would have said yes. Or simply remind yourself, right now, that your time is not infinite. Because the person who applies Stoicism becomes dangerously smart, not through force, but through clarity, not through ego, but through mastery, not by controlling others, but by controlling themselves so completely that nothing external can break them. Thank you for watching, for thinking deeply, for choosing growth over comfort in a world that constantly rewards the opposite. Your presence here means more than you know. If this video sparked something in you, hit like, subscribe, and comment below. I choose clarity over illusion. Take what you learned today and live it, and I'll see you in the next video.